Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reading Mayhem and a Monster, a boy's adventure with his cat by Jason Finck. Join a brave boy and his sneaky black cat as they tiptoe through a spooky farmhouse at night. Is there a monster lurking or just a wild imagination? Let's find out. And don't forget to spot the hidden cat in every picture. Are you ready? Let's dive into the mayhem. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to buy a copy of this book, check the links in the description at the bottom of this video. The autumn evening was frightful. The air was frigid and unsettling. Swirls of leaves blew in torrents, twisting in yarn like spirals. It was the type of weather for mayhem and a monster. I knew a monster was about, waiting to cause mayhem. I saw his eyes glowing outside the window of the farmhouse. They peered at me like a reflection in a pool of water. I was glad I was safe inside my home. Then Mother stated, "Take out the evening's rubbish." I ignored her words as I imagined delicious cotton candy covered my ears. She insisted again, bellowing like a draft horse being hitched to a hay wagon. I quacked like a sassy duck in a mud puddle, quack, 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 to confuse her. Mother raced from the kitchen, gave a hostile stare, and demanded, "Mister, if that rubbish does not go out to the burn can right away, there will be colossal consequences." I offered Mother a sad hound dog face and, using my whiniest, most pitiful voice, begged, "Please, there is a monster about, waiting to cause mayhem." She laughed. It felt like I was engulfed by a wintry blizzard as she replied in her sub-zero voice, "There's no such thing as a monster." It was useless. I was destined to take out the rubbish. So I picked up my sack of overflowing treasure, and like a bandit in the night, I meandered through the outside unknown, hoping to stay out of a monster's sight. I crept down the dim, creaky stairs. The faint porch lights left twisted shadows on my petrified face. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept past the dreary, darkened farmhouse. Its bushes and trees gushed as if in a swirling whirlwind. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept past the black, dingy barn. Cooing chickens spoke to me, clack, 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 in the empty night. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept past the silent, misty pond. The moonlight rained down through the clouds like arrows, reflecting in the pond's murky water. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept through the ancient, overgrown orchard. The trees gnarled, broken branches dropped apples. Thump, 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 onto the shadow-spattered ground. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept through the gloomy, dense vegetable garden. The lifeless scarecrow stared, gazing at me with faint, unblinking eyes. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept through the somber, eerie spruce grove. The tall, prickly trees extended skyward like quills on the back of a porcupine. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept past the foggy, blackened pasture. The moaning of the lonely cows, moo, called evermore in a lightless haze. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. I crept down the narrow, shadowy pathway. Dogs howled, "Ow!" unison in the ill-lighted distance. I was scared. It was a magnificent time for mayhem and a monster. Finally, I made it to the rubbish can, my heart beating wildly as I sighed. Through the wavy clouds, I saw a speckled ocean with shining sand twinkling in the sky. The lid to the can was opened, and I threw the rubbish in. But then... You! Monster! Black and hairy! Oh, so scary! Run! Fast, fast, down the shadowy driveway, past the lonely cows, moo, through the prickly spruce grove. Fast, fast, past the gazing scarecrow's staring eyes, through the overgrown orchard, thump, 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 past the misty pond's murky water. Fast, fast, past the black dingy barn, cluck, 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 through the darkened house's whirlwind of swirling trees and bushes, past the twisted shadows of the creaky stairs, and inside. Slam the door, lock it tight, huff and puff with all my might. No monster mayhem here tonight, safe inside my home. The end. Wow, what a magnificent adventure, full of mayhem and maybe a monster. Did you spot the black cat hiding in all the pages? And did you figure out its name from the letters on the collar? Thanks for joining me on this spooky fun journey tonight. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a magical read from Dixy Storytime World. Until next time, keep imagining, keep exploring, and always be ready for a little mayhem. Bye for now, story friends.